Welcome back, one and all, to Thionite Plays Stardew Valley 1.6. On the last episode, we went into the mines, did a lot of stuff, got a lot of stuff, gave a gift to Sebastian, and nothing else happened. Aside from delicious post-commentary, we're still rocking out with post-commentary Thionite. Welcome back from the future and the past, depending on when you're watching this. All time is relative. We are sorting out the inventory because we got a lot of stuff in the last episode. We did the beetle quest, and by the beetle quest, I mean we got a lot of grubs. We genocided the grubs. Not the grubs. Not the grubs. And at this point, I have an existential crisis. Welcome, it's the first episode, or the first few minutes of an episode, and we're already having an existential crisis. Pumpkin juice. A single jar sells for $7.20. A single jar of pickled pumpkins sells for less than that, by like $30. So I'm like, ultimately, what do I put in the kegs? And I agonize about this. I mentioned this in the last episode. I agonize about what goes in to the stupid kegs so often. So often. Because I need to figure out what I'm going to put in the kegs. I need to figure it out, but I do not know what I'm gonna put in the kegs because I'm all out of wheat at the current moment, and I'm just like, can I put a bunch of random fruit in? And the reason I don't put in like the apples and the pomegranates and like the oranges and stuff like that, mainly, the biggest reason is mainly for gifting purposes, because like I would just put some of the random stuff that we have, like the 2 apricots or the 2 peaches or whatever we have, and I would just like do an entire batch of that. But it's really good for gifting purposes. So ultimately, I think I decide. Ultimately, how many times can I say ultimately and try and emphasize different syllables? Who knows? I think I decide on just putting more pumpkins in there eventually, but we'll get around to that eventually. Man, I'm sorry. The commentary is suffering because I'm just like, I need to contend with just sitting and organizing loot. I can't. How do you guys watch this? You guys have a higher tolerance for this kind of stuff than I do. Man, it feels a lot different watching these than it is playing it. Because again, I can do nothing but apologize for post-commentary Thionite, because, again, I don't know where the original commentary went. So I'm just sitting here. This is an entirely new experience, just re-recording audio for an entire episode en masse. It's brand spanking new to me, so this is a brand new thing. But I think today, this episode is definitely something that I cannot wait to get to, because I believe Thursday the 11th, or it might be tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow, Friday. Right, it's Friday and Saturday. Right, tomorrow, the next day, the 12th, Friday the 12th is SquidFest. So can't wait to get to SquidFest. But this Thursday the 11th, I think, is just a bunch of preparation for nonsense. I don't exactly know what I was preparing for, but I remember being like, preparations. Got it. I think I wanted to put some stuff in the greenhouse, but I think I get distracted. And at this point, I'm just like still organizing inventory. I think I also want to go to Clint to break open some more geodes. Oh, and the winter root is ready. Right, lots of winter forageables. So I think I pick up a bunch of those. Do I come back for that later? I think I do it now. No, yeah, definitely, I do it now. Right, and I think the powder melons are ready too. So, with the powder melons being ready, the goal with the powder melons is to get as many of them by the end of winter as possible. Because powder melons only take 7 days, as long as I plant them before the last Sunday of the season, or, well, the second to last Sunday. If I plant them on the second to last Sunday at the absolute latest, that'll be good. That's the ultimate plan. Because the goal for future winter crop harvests, I suppose, the goal for that is to have like literally an entire field filled with powder melons. So because they only take 7 days, I think I'm going to definitely have at least a few of those going forward, and I really regret making 110 winter seeds, and you'll see why eventually. But like, I really regret that. But at this point, we have a plenty of forageables, so that's ultimately not bad. Kind of, mostly. We have a tiny amount of forageables, but the winter seeds are ultimately fine. And then at this point, we definitely want to grind up a bunch of the powder melons, because turning them back into seeds is definitely the goal. So once we finish up grinding up the last of the wheat, then we'll move on to the powder melons, so that's fine. And at this point, I'm thinking of making seed makers because we have a lot of powder melons, but I don't necessarily want to use 10 bits of coal because I only have 8, because we only have a limited amount of coal. Without the burglar's ring and all of the ore that we have, coal is a bit of a bottleneck. Coal and wood, I think, are the biggest bottlenecks we currently have for a lot of the recipes and the crafting and whatnot. Oh, and at this point, I definitely make a mistake because I put the wheat in the seed makers and then immediately break it down because I'm an idiot, because I want to move them closer to the chest where I have all of the stuff. So I think I put them in front of Futon Bear, or then I try and put them somewhere outside, but I quickly realize that's a stupid decision. I don't want to keep going in and out of the house every time I want to put some stuff in the seed makers. So I think I ultimately do put it in front of Futon Bear, but it's fine. I don't know why we got 4 wheat seeds from that seed maker that I broke. I genuinely don't know why that is, because I wouldn't have gotten the wheat back, but it's a minor loss regardless. At most, we would have lost out on 3 extra wheat seeds, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So by this point, I'm going back into the town. Where am I going? Oh, I think I take the mine carts to Clint to break open the geodes. Is that what I'm doing? I go to the quarry. No, I go to the quarry to break open all of the rocks for some reason. I clear out the quarry. I don't remember why exactly I went to the quarry, because it's not like there's a bunch of rare stuff, and I don't even have my hoe to dig up those tiles. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Besides breaking open a bunch of rocks, I got no idea. It's probably because I want to get a bunch of coal. Because honestly, again, coal is the giant bottleneck. Yeah, I would have seen, it's like, okay, so we have a little bit of coal. If I want to make more seed makers, I'll need more coal. Let me just take a quick nip over to the quarry, see if there's any coal nodes, and do that really quick. Yeah, that's almost certainly what I was thinking. Because again, post-commentary Thionite, he has 20/20 hindsight in some things, but is a complete moron when it comes to others. So who knows what past me was thinking. It's a giant mystery. Giant mystery. No one knows, not even me. And I'm the one, and I'm me. It's like the voices in my head don't even know, because they have the attention span and the memory of a goldfish, and it's a particularly stupid goldfish at that. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about in the last episode at the very end, because I don't know the timing for ending this stuff appropriately, is definitely, oh God, what was it? Oh God, I at the end of the last episode, I had a thing that I wanted to talk about, and then I got distracted and immediately forgot, and then I remembered, and then I immediately forgot again. If it comes to me, I'll talk about it. But by this point, I return to Clint, and I return to Clint with the bug? No, the 35 copper. Yeah, the 35 copper, and then I got the ticket. So at this point, I process the geodes, get my reward, and then we go to Lewis. I'm still working on your copper hoe. It won't be ready today. It won't be ready today. Yeah, I was one of the things that I was shocked by is that option was still there, because I had originally thought that you might be able to like upgrade more tools, but that's not the case. I was shocked. One of the things that I was shocked by was that Clint still allows you to process geodes when he's opening or upgrading a tool, because I don't remember that being the case. But we got some Esperite, Mudstone, and an Ocean Stone, and some Fluoraponite. So we got some more minerals. And it's interesting because the Mudstone, the Esperite, and the Fluoraponite are all 3 minerals that we haven't donated to Gunther. So I am incredibly ecstatic at this point because we opened up like 5 geodes and we got 3 new minerals. So that is absolutely fantastic. Very pleased about that. So we immediately put those down and try and find the best place for them. And I'm like, I don't like that there because it doesn't match the symmetry. So I try and move it. And then I make the realization that you can just move things by clicking on them. But I'm like, the text box is in the way, so I need to be quick. And I got it. So, big success. I moved my Fluoraponite 2 spaces up, and it looks great. And at this point, I make yet another futile attempt at counting, but then quickly get bored and leave immediately. Because there's one thing that Collin Derwall, Thionite, Din, the Omniscient Tomes, and all of the other voices in his head all have in common. They get bored and distracted very easily. So at this point, I'm just like, tickets, cow decal, $350 from that. So I will take it. So we go immediately into Lewis's house and redeem that ticket for that cow decal. And by this point, we realize we can get Omni Geodes, which is great for the goal, and more kegs, which is great for our resources that we don't have to build them ourselves. So I'm like, we need more tickets. We really need more tickets. And I also talked to Penny. Oh, hi. You want to talk? If you find any interesting artifacts or minerals, Gunther will gladly display them in the museum. And at this point, I'm just like, yes, Penny, that is exactly what, like Penny, me and Penny, birds of a feather. We know exactly what the other wants. And at this point, I'm really excited for SquidFest. It's like I cannot wait to talk about SquidFest. It's going to be great. And the night market is coming up very soon as well, the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. We haven't gone to the night market yet. That's in the next episode. That's in like 48. Can't wait to get to the night market. I need to remember, please, you guys, don't let me forget to make some money for the night market so I can actually buy the stuff I need to buy. Can I buy the special rare crows at the night market? I don't quite remember. I really don't quite remember, but we need money regardless. So I need people to keep me on task. It's like, Din, please, don't be poor. Don't be poor at the night market. You need this. Oh, the Jody, right. At this point, I am bound and determined. I am bound and determined to make sure we go and visit Jody with that stupid iridium quality largemouth bass. I am so fixated on making that an actual thing that I do. Because poor Jody, she came to me like the middle of fall, like nearly an entire month ago. I'm just like, yo, Collin, it's largemouth bass season. You want to stop by for dinner one of these days? Bring a largemouth bass. I'll cook it up for you nice and free. And I'm just like, yes, heck yeah. And then I never do it. And I'm sad at myself because I really want to have fun with, you know, some people, make some friends on the town, you know, do the stuff, the friendly neighbor stuff. Have dinner with some friends, make some friends, do some friendly things with some friends. Because I have no friend, I have a girlfriend, but that's, well, technically Haley's my best friend, even though I only talk to her like once a week. Oh, I feel terrible. But we put the cow decal on the wall, and the cow decal ultimately looks really nice. And at this point, I'm just like, we have a lot of stuff. And I check to be like, can I donate any of this stuff? And I can't, which is unfortunate because I am diligent about the strangest of things, apparently. So what am I trying to do at this point? Poor Thionite has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing in the past. No, at this point, you want to know what this is? This is the part in the past where I'm just like, what do I put in the kegs? What can I put in the kegs? Oh, no, you know, a second, you know what this was? This is me realizing that I had a spare lava eel. And at this point, I'm just like, it's 2:30. I bet I can get to Robin to build a fish pond for me. And then I immediately go. I don't know what I'm thinking about right there. At this point, I think I'm like, actually, yeah, I get the stone right here. This is when I commit to building a fish pond for the lava eels. So at this point, I'm just trying to find everything and sort out the inventory. So I think I go get the, yeah, let's go get the seaweed and the green algae. Right, so we get 5 of each. And then we book it over to Robin's at this point. And I don't think I have any gifts for her. Did I do the farm chores today? I don't know if I pet the animals and whatnot. I think I resolved to do that when I get back. I think I actually talked about this as well in the episode, like the episode proper. That like I talked about it live. It's just like, okay, we need to do the Charizards. We need to do. Where is the Pokemon themed Stardew Valley? Nintendo would make $1 million. 10 times over, 100 times over. Like, if you made a Pokemon Stardew Valley, it would be the greatest selling Pokemon game, hands down, no questions asked. So at this point, I'm also very pleased at the fact that the fish pond is only 5,000 because I've only got 5,000. So probably would have been ultimately a bit better to spend that $5,000 on a tool upgrade, but we're not going to do it. And as it always is with choosing the stylistic options of Stardew Valley, I spend a while just being like, where can I put this fish pond? Because one of the things I wanted to do, or at the very least, I wanted to put it near the greenhouse originally. Because if I had the greenhouse separated, like each side of the greenhouse had a fish pond, I thought that would look really nice. So I tried to put it here next to like the warp statue, but I figured it would be too slim, too tiny, narrow of a path leading up to that. So I ultimately didn't decide on doing it that way. And I wanted to put it next to the other thing, or the other side of the greenhouse, but it ultimately didn't really work out based on where the greenhouse would have to move to, because I'd have like a strip of land. I'll have to rethink it, because once I move some of the trees around, I'll revisit this question and decide elsewhere. But for right now, I think I ultimately just put it right where the greenhouse used to be, just so we can get it built. Because that is definitely the ultimate goal. It's the ultimate goal is to have a lot of greenhouses or fish ponds. Because I depending on the fish pond, or depending on what fish I get. Because normally when it comes to fish ponds for me in Stardew Valley, I have a blobfish one, because I really like the blobfish, and I like the potential chance of getting pearls. I like the lava eel fish pond, because I really like getting Because, like, lava eel roe and, you know, like, preserved lava eel roe. Or the roe and the pickled roe. Caviar? Not really caviar. Anyway, the 3 I get is usually blobfish, lava eel, and sturgeon. Because you get the caviar, you get the pickled, the expensive roe from that. But those are normally the 3. We might ultimately end up with more because I already have one for rainbow trout. So we might keep the rainbow trout because who knows. But at this point, yeah, we do get around to doing the farm chores. So we get the milk, we get the eggs, we take care of that, fill up the feeding troughs, and that's fine. The thing that we really do need to focus on is upgrading the barn, because I really, really want to get the pigs soon. Because one of the like, again, I mentioned this before in the last episode, one of the things that we've resolved to do is if we don't have the extra 40% from artisan goods by like the 14th or around there, we're just gonna sell stuff and, you know, take that loss of the extra 40%. It's not that big of a deal, ultimately speaking. This is not like a min-max dream when it comes to Stardew Valley, so I'm not super fussed that we lose out on an extra 40% here and there. It's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. Maximizing my profits. It was ultimately choosing Barnmaster and like going the animal route in Stardew Valley was a bit of a poor decision so early on, and I fully recognize this. I made a mistake choosing, or not choosing artisan when I got to level 10 farming, almost entirely because so early on, you simply don't have access to all of the barn animals that you would need to make that perk beneficial. Because like Barnmaster, it allows me to get sheep really quickly, or like sheep's wool at like half the speed or the time it normally would get for them to regrow the wool. I don't have any sheep, and my barn animals are already at full affinity, so it's kind of useless to have them, or that perk at this point. So it was a bit of a mistake, or blah 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 blah. It was a bit of a mistake to get that perk so early on. That's definitely like, if you want to swap into that in a late game point when you have like ostriches and pigs and an entire barn full of sheep, that would be better. That admittedly would be better, but I'm coming to regret that. But it's not that big of a deal. We're working on it. If I lose that 40% on a few sales, no big deal, no big deal. But at this point, our sunflowers are ready, so I come and pick those up as well. So that's pretty good. We get a few sunflower seeds. I think we get ultimately 16. Ultimately, we get 16 sunflower seeds. So at some point, I'm going to replant those, but not right now because I have other things to put in there. I think I want to put... I think I ultimately decide to put carrots back in the greenhouse, because I think we have a fair few amount of them. Because I still have, yeah, I have 72 bags of carrot seeds in my inventory currently. So I think I decide to put them in there. And then we decide on doing other stuff as well. But we'll get to that in a minute. Eventually. Oh, and at this point, it's 6:30. Right, it's 6:30. So at this point, we just organize our inventory until around like 7. And then we swap on over to Jody's place. But I don't really know what I'm thinking of at this point. Oh, I know exactly what I'm thinking of at this point. What I'm thinking of at this point is I want to get a bunch of stuff for gifting purposes. So I get emeralds for Penny. I get the frozen tears for Sebastian. I get the sunflowers for Haley. There's some sunflowers. I get the cactus fruit for Sam. I get the coconut for Linus. The orange for Gus. Pomegranate for Elliot. And I think I also get a few more things for a few other people. What else do I get? I think, do I get any gold bars for Maru? I don't know if I get any gold bars. I get the snails for Vincent. I know I do that. Is there anything else? What else does Collin think is a good gift? The lucky purple short. Right. We definitely, or I resolve at this point to deliver the lucky purple shorts, because I feel like I can turn the other pair that we already have into the gold trimmed shorts. And at this point, I'm just like, what other gifts can I do? I get some amethyst for Abigail. Amethyst for Abigail. And I think I also get some aquamarine for Emily and Clint. And then I think I get one last thing. Oh, I think I get the shadow essence for Magnus. I think that's what we ultimately decide on. Yep, void essence for Magnus. So I get a few of those. So those are the gifting items for the foreseeable future. So that's good. That's fine on that front. What else do we do? What else? I think at this point I'm just waiting for 7 o'clock to roll by so I can go visit Jody. Or we do a few more powder melons. Yeah, we grind up a few more powder melons, and then we go over to Jody. Because at this point, I realize it's like 7 o'clock. So we just go take care of that. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I looking at? Oh, right. I try and decide on... Because I don't know what the best thing to do with the corn and the eggplants are. Because I don't have a small amount of those. I've got like 40 of each. Or well, like... No, I think I have 40 corn and like 30 odd eggplants, and I try and decide whether or not I want to put them in the kegs, but I think I ultimately decide not to, because one of the reasons that's holding me back from like doing the corn juice and eggplant juice is mainly because it just takes too long for too little of a monetary benefit. I don't make a big profit in terms of like the time to cost, because like I would have to invest 7 days to juice up eggplants and corn, and it's just not enough of a profit margin for me. So I think this is when I ultimately decide I just whatever, just do some pumpkins, I think. Because at this point, I'm agonizing over the fact that I don't have honey, I don't have any wheat for beer, mead, I don't have any more hops. So yeah, definitely 11 pumpkins. This is when I decide I need to get rid of these pumpkins at some point. It's better, the pumpkin juice is the most expensive thing that we can make. Might as well make pumpkin juice. Whatever, it's fine. So at this point, it's 7:20, and now is when I go to Jody's house. Yes, I remember specifically. Because even if I don't remember exactly what I talked about, I remember what I would think if I saw a certain set of events. Because I'm just like, okay, now I'm looking at the corn. What would I be thinking about? The empty kegs. What do I do with the corn? It's like this thought process. I know how I think, even though I'm an idiot who doesn't remember what I was thinking about at any given time. It's a superpower. But we're here for Jody's dinner, which is absolutely fantastic. Oh, hi, Collin Derwall, come in. Do I smell fresh fish? And it's like, yes, you do, Jody. You absolutely smell fresh fish. And the reason why you smell fresh fish, despite the fact that the largemouth bass that we caught several seasons ago it's technically because it's radioactive. I know you're giving me the side eye. You're a bit shocked and exasperated at the fact that it's, radioactive, apparently. But it's because of the inherent amount of iridium within its scales. I know it might sound a bit dangerous, Jody, but you just gotta trust me. Trust Collin Derwall. Trust me in the fact that the fish is fresh. Because normally, when you have radioactive material has half-lives, right? And iridium, as a radioactive isotope, has a half-life of, like, I don't know the exact thing, but let's just say, as an example, 6 trillion years. That's not exact, but as an example, if you wait 3 trillion years, or is it reversed? If you wait 6 trillion years and you have a pound of iridium, after 6 trillion years, you'll have half a pound. I think that's how it works. Anyway, we got Alex. He's in his invisible hazmat suit, and here's the floor bass. She's like, wow, this looks like quality bass, Collin Derwall. Thank you so much you're very welcome. Honestly, Jody, I'm just really grateful that you're as patient as you are, because I know it's been a month, probably figuratively and also probably literally, that you've asked for this fish, and I'm really grateful that you're patient enough. Again, the radioactivity keeps it fresh. It also keeps you young, because you'll die soon, because it's radioactive. That crispy bass was delicious. The breading was out of this world. Oh, I remember the joke I made. Oh, I remember the joke I made about the breading. It's because it's radioactive, it's always emitting heat, because like radioactive, like the beta decay, like the particles decaying in radioactive decay, it gives off heat. So normally when you have like leftover breaded fish or chicken or anything breaded, it gets like soggy, because like leftover breaded anything gets soggy. But because of the radioactivity, it's always like perpetually staying warm and heated. So all of the breading on the fish is nice and crisp. Did you laugh? I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke. Anyway, I'm by his house, so I give Sam a cactus fruit. I try and give Vincent a snail, but the boy, he goes to sleep after like 6 seconds. Like he just went to bed like 6 seconds ago and he's already passed out. Children don't go to bed that easily. They always resist. I know at least my brother, when my brother was young, he cried non-freaking stop when he needed to go to bed. It's like, because when we were young, we had bunk beds, so I was in the talk bunk, and he was always crying, and I was just like, shut the heck up. All right, at this point, raccoon wife. Raccoon got a raccoon wife. And I'm just like, yes, he finally got raccoon wife. I was so ecstatic when he got raccoon wife. And at this point, that excitement just took a giant nosedive because he's like, I need powder melon jelly and dried crystal fruit. And this is the reason why I was so upset when I made 110 winter seeds as well as eating that one crystal fruit. Because spoilers, I don't have 5 of any single quality crystal fruit. And I totally would have if I didn't make those things or eat that fruit. But at this point, I realize Raccoon Wife is a store owner, and that blows my mind. Unfortunately, the thing she sells is not exactly the most intriguing because of my seed makers. Like, I already have 72 carrot seeds in my pocket. I've already got like 80 summer squash seeds. I already got the broccoli. I am making the powder melon as we speak. So it's cool that this shop exists. It is really cool, but it's not exactly the most useful right now. So at this point, I'm just like, dried crystal fruits. We can do that. I can do that. We probably have some stuff. This is the thought of live commentary Thionite. It's like, we have crystal fruit, right? I definitely have enough crystal fruit. I have the crystal fruit. And so I immediately book it back to check. Because I know, luckily, it was a really lucky turn of event that I managed to see Raccoon and Raccoon Wife when I did. Because otherwise, I would have grinded up all of the powder melons that we currently had. So, very thankful that we managed to see those in time. But at this point, I'm like, okay, so we need the whatchamacallits, dried fruit as well as some jelly. So I'm like, okay, let's just make another set of a dehydrator and another preserves jar. So I get the recipes for that really quick and easy. It's not that big a deal. We have all of the things. Honestly, dehydrator costs in terms of resources put into them are really not steep at all. Only doing like a bit of clay, a bit of fire quartz, and 30 bits of wood, that's pretty cheap, all things considered. So I'll definitely take that. And I get the last preserves jar, or well, definitely not the last preserves jar, but I get another preserves jar. So I immediately put those down in front of, I think I put them down in front of Junimo plush. Yes. Yes? Yeah, I put them down in front of Junimo plush. So I put the last powder melon inside, jelly that up. That'll take 3 days, so that's fine. And this is the point where I realize I got 4 silver quality, like 2 or 3 gold quality, and only 4 normal quality. So I'm like, dang it, I ate the thing, and I converted 110, or well, 11 crystal fruit into the nonsense. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll have to forage for one. So at this point, with all of our powder melon seeds all ground up, so I immediately go outside and put them back in. And I think, is this the point where, no, we don't get the fiber until tomorrow, I think. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, we need to put the carrot seeds back in the ground. So I deal with that relatively quickly. I think we have more carrot seeds in our inventory than space in the greenhouse at the current moment. So I don't think, yeah, we have 21 spares. So I don't worry about that. We do still have a few more carrots, but nowhere else to put them. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, it's 11 o'clock. Maybe I get lucky. I go right outside and find another crystal fruit. There's nothing up here, so I don't get that lucky. And by this point, I think I just immediately go to bed. I think I go back to bed right now. Oh no, you know what I do? I think I definitely just go down south and try and find if there's anything in Cindersnap. And then I finally close the barn door. Oh wow, that's great. Oh no, what I go first I check the fruit bat cave. Because that's, you know, maybe there's a crystal fruit inside. Who knows if I get that lucky. I don't get that lucky. Believe it or not, my luck, it's always 0 or 100. I either get an ancient seed on day 3, or, well, the first Friday episode. It was episode 3, not day 3. I think I got it on, like, day 5. I either get an ancient fruit on day 5, or I have to get nothing until forever. But at this point, it's just like, okay, it's midnight. There's no crystal fruit anywhere nearby. So at this point, this is when I go back to the house and go to bed. But aside from that, SquidFest is tomorrow, and I cannot wait for SquidFest. Oh, dear Lord, SquidFest is definitely, I think, going to be so much fun. I love Squid. Honestly, hindsight, 2020, I love SquidFest. SquidFest is so much fun to me. And it is, right, there are shadow brutes on the farm. I've never seen shadow brutes on the farm, Like, normally, I only ever see the shadow brutes in the mines, like floor 80 and below. I've never seen them. Or if I have seen them, I don't remember it, like, at all. Normally, I have vague recollections of things that happen in my life and in the games that I play. I don't remember shadow brutes ever being on the farm. If that's not a 1.6 thing, it would shock me to my core. But aside from that, I think it definitely at 1 o'clock, we definitely just go to bed at this point. Yeah, there really isn't much else to be doing besides just agonizing over what to do with my inventory. Do I put the coal and the stuff away? I do. Oh, we get the copper because I am indecisive and I keep building copper. Because one of the things that I wanted to do is I definitely do want to build a lot of tappers for the oak resin farm that we have, because that'll definitely be helpful moving forward. But we do also need a lot of trees. What am I just waiting for? Oh, am I waiting for the copper to be done? I'm waiting for the copper to be done. Very displeased today. Right, at this point, I'm just like, okay, so I'm glad I didn't miss a day of good luck in Skull Cavern, so that's fine. We get the last of the copper, and then we go to bed at 1:50, I think. I think that's what we ultimately end up doing. Yes, 1:50. Yeah, we go to bed. Okay, cool. So that is Thursday the 11th. Wonderful little Thursday. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. And at this point, the copper hoe is ready, which is great. And then we pick up our copper, which is great. And we do more dried cranberries, which is great. And SquidFest! SquidFest has begun. Gotta love our SquidFest. But because it's a Friday, there are things to do. Why did I break the thing? Oh, I wanted to replace... Right, I wanted to replace the fire quartz with jade at this point. Because now that we're at the point where staircases from the traveling desert trader is going to be, like, trading in jades for staircases for Skull Cavern runs is going to be way more beneficial than not. At this point, we swap out the fire quartz for jade. Collin Derwall, I'm researching the forgotten art of shadow divination. I require an item known as Void Essence. Bring it to me and you will be rewarded. Magnus Rasmodius. Thank you, Magnus, for giving me this incredible gift that you call a task. I love it when people give me tasks to do. It's just like, oh, wow, Collin Derwall, he does things. He's willing. He can do things. So we need to do the farm chores, which is fine. We love the farm chores. We love the farm chores. We love the farm chores. I don't really love the farm chores. It's tedious. The instant I get the opportunity to have free money, like a free $50,000, or buying auto petters or auto grabbers. Like I really want automation. I really want my barns to automatically dispense the wheat, and I desperately want the automation to pick up the milk, so I don't have to milk the cows myself. But at this point, all of the fiber seeds are ready, so I get 5 mixed seeds and 277 bits of fiber, which is good for recipes. So I definitely won't say no to fiber. So at this point, we just take care of the farm chores. We get the eggs, we get the milk, we do what we can, we do what we always do every day, day in, day out. Pet the chickens. Do I even need to pet the chickens and the cows at this point? They're at max friendship. Do they decrease in friendship if I don't pet them? Because I know with the villagers in town, once you get to max friendship, they don't decay anymore. Because normally there's a mechanic in Stardew Valley, friendship decay, and if you don't give people a gift or talk to them, the friendship decreases by like 0.2, I think, or something like that. There's a mechanic where the friendship decreases, and if you just don't interact with them, it just over time it gets lower and lower and lower. But if you max out their friendship at like 8 hearts for bachelors, or 8 hearts for people who aren't bachelors, and 10 hearts for bachelors, like if you get max friendship with a person at whatever status is max friendship, the friendship decay stops, I think. Like 90% certain that that's a thing. Does that exist for animals? Not entirely certain if that's the case. Because if it is the case, I can just stop petting them, which is not something I would do because it's just more convenient to pet them, but it would be a good little thing to know. And at this point, I'm just running around trying to get all of the chores done for SquidFest. Because I'm like, it started like 3 hours ago. We need to book it to the beach. And I'm just like, there's still stuff to do. There's still stuff to do. And that stuff to do is literally just to get all of the stuff that we need for SquidFest, like the bait and the tackles. But we also need to visit your traveling saleswoman. because it is a Friday. We can't skip out on going to the Traveling Saleswoman just because of SquidFest. As much as I would love to, there is always the chance that we get a truffle. It's unlikely, but it could happen. You never know. So I get the tackles, I get my bait, I get my rod. We're all ready for SquidFest in terms of equipment. So we head on over there, or, well, we head on to the Traveling Saleswoman, as I said. And then we resolve to get to SquidFest. So hopefully we can get there by, like, noon, I think I ultimately said. Because, again, at this point, I have no idea what SquidFest even entails. And I check to see he still wants the same things. Because I know Trash Bear changes what he wants every so often. I don't know if that's with the season or with the week. So I prioritize going quick on this. Fish tacos, crabs, eggs, tonka soup, the spring. Oh, the spring. Even if I'm watching this back with the 2020 hindsight, there being a spring onion there. Oh, there being a spring onion there. The rare crow, right, the rare crow. At this point, since I don't know if the Traveling Saleswoman is going to sell that rare crow again, I'm like, okay, I need to get that. I need to get that rare crow today. So that's another hit to time for SquidFest. So I come into the secret woods really quick just to see if there's any crystal fruit, because I do still need a 5th crystal fruit. There's none. Unfortunate. Little bit of time lost, but you know. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we need to go back to the farm, get some stuff to sell, go to Pierre, sell the stuff, come back to the Traveling Saleswoman, buy the rare crow that we didn't get at the fishing contest in winter because, well, didn't have any money, but now we do have the option to get money, so we definitely do that. And I get this panning spot. I don't know why past me decided panning spot was pointless or good to get, waste my time. Doesn't matter. We get 5 bits of iron, so hooray, 5 bits of iron, so lovely. But at this point, I'm just like, okay, get rid of the stuff in the nonsense in the inventory and then decide on what you want to sell. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, what do we have to sell? We have the chanterelles, that's $24.50. We could sell those. We also have, what else did we decide on? I think we decided on the 1 bit of mayo, that's like 200. We don't need that. We also decide on the smoked fish, right? Because we only have a few smoked fish. We could just sell those. That'll get us the 4,000 that we need for the rare crow. We'll sell that. We'll go back to the thing, buy the rare crow. It'll be fine. It'll be hunky-dory. And then once that's done, we can finally go to SquidFest. But on the way, I noticed that sign. But I don't interact with it yet because I have better things to do. So we'll come back to that. Don't worry about that. Trust me. We'll get back to that sign and what it says. But we go immediately to Pierre because it's noon on a Friday. So he's definitely open, right? Nothing posted, and he is open, and he has some stuff to sell. So while I'm here and while Abigail's here, I also give her an amethyst and get a networking achievement. So that's pretty good. We got a new hat from the mouse, potentially. So I sell the stuff, get up to $5,600, and I leave. And then we go back to the Traveling Saleswoman. So that's fine. That's the plan going forward. Hopefully, now that it's noon... Oh, I also make a pit stop at Gus, because I realize it's like, okay, it's noon. Gus is open. Give him the orange. Clear out an inventory slot for SquidFest. It'll be helpful. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, we'll get to SquidFest when we get to SquidFest. It'll happen when it happens. So I do that. I think, do I also give... I think I give a salmon another cactus fruit. I do, yes. This is my favorite. Thank you so much. Good luck with the snowbound skateboarding. You'll need it. Because if there's one thing I've never done, it's skateboard in the snow. To be fair, I've only, like, skateboarded once in my life. It did not go well. It was when I was somewhat young. I think I would have been, like, 7 or 8. And I fell off the skateboard. And I'm like, yep, I'm never doing this again. And true to my word, never skateboarded in my life past that point. Again, I can't believe that there's a spring onion. Watch the expanded playthrough to see why I'm just like, oh, there's a spring onion in the cart. And at this point, for some reason... Oh, no, the reason why I go to Magnus is because he gave me that quest for a Void Essence. So I'm like, I'm right here. I might as well give Magnus the Void Essence, because, like, why the heck not? So, Void Essence for Magnus. Thank you for your gratitude. Imbued with arcane energy is $1,000. Fantastic for us. So, we did manage to get the Rare Crow, and it was for $1,000 less than the price I would have paid had it been at the Festival of Ice. That's what that festival is called. So, we'll take our victories where we can. We did ultimately still manage to get the Scarecrow, so we're still only missing the one from Spirit's Eve. So, c'est la vie. It will be what it is, and it is a Scarecrow in my pocket. So, now, with all the distractions out of the way, and like 12 hours past when I should be there, we'll finally go to the beach and see what SquidFest is all about. Nope. We make a pit stop to our future sister-in-law and our girlfriend. So we give her a nice blue orb. I'm going to put this under my pillow and hopefully I'll dream about the ocean. Wow, it's a blue rock for a blue ocean. And I also give Haley the flowers, which is nice. Do you think you'll ever have a pony on your farm? And it's like, yes. Yep, Haley, I absolutely will get a pony because Robin will sell me or build a stable. So I will get, come hell or high waters, Haley, I'll get a pony and I will name it Haley Jr. Whether or not you like that, though, it's a different story, but we'll see when it happens, and it will happen soon. But now, it's finally time for SquidFest, and I'm just like, yes! We finally get to see SquidFest. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just here for the bulk squid prices. We even got chefs. I love that art. It's just, that's like, incredible, and I love this. Welcome to SquidFest. What can I do for you? I'd like an explanation. It's a squid fishing challenge. If you can hit our daily catch targets, you'll win prizes. Check the sign to the left. We've also put special bait in the water so that the squid are active all day. Because there's nothing that says festive fishing competition than altering the fishing ecosystem of your local oceans. All right. It's Pamela. You beat me fair and square at the fish festival, so I'll cheer you on from here. Go get 'em, tiger. Thank you. And at this point, I see Elliot's here, so I also give him a pomegranate. So I suppose now that I have the knowledge of foresight and the fact that I've done this before, I can actually explain how SquidFest actually works. Because going into it, I had no idea what SquidFest was. But now I actually know how SquidFest works. If you remember the sign that was next to the dude, it was just like 2 squids for bronze and like 5, or it was like 1, 3, 5, or 1, 3, 4, 7, or whatever. It's like copper, silver, gold, and iridium quality stuff, right? Depending on how many squids in total you catch, you'll be able to get certain ranks of prizes. You got the copper prizes, you got the silver prizes, you got the gold prizes, you got the iridium prizes. The iridium prizes are the best. So, you're gonna need to catch as many squid as you can. And I am incredibly thankful at this point because of these bubbles. These bubbles are incredibly useful in SquidFest because it does allow me to get a bunch of stuff. We get a handful of treasure chests. It's really not important. The important thing right now is getting as many squid as possible. So, what we ultimately end up doing, I think this is actually going to be something I cut out because I remember being quite, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of rambling and things to talk about when it comes to actual SquidFest. The biggest thing to take away from this is, or the biggest thing that I talked about in SquidFest, is the potential for me to get sea jelly. Because we are fishing in the oceans, so the opportunity to get sea jelly is higher and more likely than anything else at this point. Or, well, because we can only get sea jelly in the ocean, so that's fine. I quickly learned to recognize the pattern of squids, because squids are quite erratic, but not impossible to catch. And it definitely helps that we have both the trap bobber as well as the special bait, because then with the special bait, we essentially are acting as if we're at level 10 fishing, and with the trapper, we have the time. So it's definitely really helpful. So I highly recommend if you're doing SquidFest for the first time, especially if you're not the best when it comes to Stardew Valley fishing, you definitely want to bring like the tackles and the special bait and your best rod for this stuff. Like, it's definitely super helpful. So at this point, we already have the 2 squid, which is great. It's really good. We also get a sea cucumber. Believe it or not, that's like the only sea cucumber we get, which is kind of shocking to me. Because, like, we do a lot of fishing in the oceans today and tomorrow in the next episode. But at this point, I quickly realize, or soon-ish, I soon realized that it's better in terms of timing to essentially, whatchamacallit, just release the stuff that aren't squids. Because squids have a very distinct swimming pattern. Like, they go up really quick and then they go down really quick. And it's really, you know, it's essentially erratic. They're erratic fish. They bounce around a lot. So if it's not a squid, I kind of just release it at some point. So I think I'm just going to get this last treasure chest. Oh, no, the bounce. I missed this treasure chest specifically because of, oh, it bounced off the bottom. It was a really, like, it was really weird, that specific sequence of button pressing, because it was like the button on the controller, because I play with controller. It got, like, really oddly sticky. It was just really weird. Like, it was really weird. I got frustrated. Because I missed that. But yeah, at this point, I'm just like, okay, if it's not a squid, just release it. We need to go quickly. So, actually, I think we only need 5 squids for this, for the first day. And I think this is the last squid I actually go for. I think. No, I go for 1 more, I think. What was the goal? Was it 5 or 6? I think it was 5. I think it was 5. Is this is another squid. Do I quit after 6? No, I don't quit after 6. All right, well, at this point, you know the deal. So let's just, no, this is another squid. How do you guys watch me just sit and fish? Man, no wonder I cut this out. Oh my God, it's boring. No one cares. You caught another squid. But honestly, it's really lucky that we did catch these squid really quickly and, you know, sequentially. Because, like, you'll see in the next episode, I'm really thankful that we got these squid as quickly as we did. I'm really thankful. But I think we only needed 8. Right, we only needed 8. Okay, so the max prize... Was it at... Yeah, it was at 8. Okay, so 1, 3, 5, and 8 for the respective rewards. So at this point, we turn it in. Right, yeah, this is me making the connection. Actually, this is me originally asking whether or not I need iridium quality squid for 8 points or whether I need 8 squid for iridium quality prizes. At this point, it was unclear. But I get the rewards and I get 20 wild bait, I get 10 winter seeds, I get a dish of the sea meal, a pearl, 3 coffee, a squid poster, and the art of crabbing. Crab pots have a 25% chance of having their yield be doubled, which is definitely a book that I'm very pleased to get my hands on. So, I'm pretty sure I read that right away. Congratulations, you hit our iridium level target and earned all possible rewards for today. Tomorrow, day 2 of Squid Day, SquidFest, is going to have different rewards. So, that's the point where I figure out, okay, so I just need a total of 8 squid to get all the prizes, which is great. So at this point, I'm like, let's check our fishing level. We're not at level 10 yet, and spoilers, we don't get to level 10 tomorrow, which is sad, but we're closer than ever. So this is the point where we read the art of crabbing. So read the book, Collin. By the power of literature, I can now make crab pots twice as effective, a quarter of the time. And now that it's 7 o'clock, I genuinely don't know what to do. Honestly, I think I just go back to the house and go to bed. Why am I going into Lewis's house? Dan, why did you go into Lewis's house? I have no idea what the thought process was behind that. Do I need to talk to Lewis for a quest? I don't think I do. No, I don't think I do. That's just very strange. Sometimes I just do things because, like, honestly, what the original commentary was, I got no idea. It's one thing to ramble. It's another thing. Right, now we get back to the sign. So this is the new text sign. I'm off duty today, kid. You'll have to drive yourself. I was very shocked that Pamela gave me permission to ride the bus. But I also, like, can I pick this sign up? And then, believe it or not, I can get the text sign. So I don't even need to craft those sons of a guns myself. I could just take them. Which is cool, because now I have a text sign. I don't know what I'll ever use it for, but I have it. Which is neat. We also got a pearl. So I quickly put all of my fishing-related stuff away in the box. Or, well, what will fit in the box. The rest of the stuff goes into the miscellaneous chest back in the house. And Robin is still hammering away. I am so sorry to tear you away from SquidFest, Robin, but it's a necessity. It's a necessity. What else do I do? I think at this point, I just put a bunch of stuff away. We love putting a bunch of nonsense away. It's 8 o'clock. I don't think anything else happens. What else would I do? I don't know what else I would do. It could be nothing. It could be something. I really Yeah, I think at this point it's just sorting out the inventory. Oh, you know what? The last thing I do today, I think I find a proper place for the squid poster. Once I finish organizing the inventory, I put the squid poster away. 120 winter seeds. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. Honestly, I might plant them all regardless. For foraging experience, I might plant them regardless. Oh, and I also put the snowman statue or the snow crow right outside. So that's fine. We also put the squid away. And then this is when I'm like, okay, we need to find a proper place for the squid poster. And it was like, I love his little blush. But I quickly realized, I have a squid poster. It needs to go by with the fish. But it needs to go into a different location because the cow requires 1 coal. Oh, because I'm standing in front of a furnace. Right, so it looks good. We got the squid poster by the squid fish area, and it looks great. So at this point, I'm officially run out of things to do, both in terms of the post-commentary as well as the stuff in the actual episode. Even though it's only 9 o'clock, I genuinely don't know what else to do. Like, Collin Derwall has no idea what he's doing. What else does Collin do? Like, seriously, what else is he to do? What else does Collin do? Just stares at the inventory. Stares at the inventory. Stares at the... No, he's leaving. Why are you taking the bait out? Oh, he wants to fill up the crab pots. Oh, look at that boy go. Look at the boy go. He's filling up the crab pots. Man, Collin is free to do whatever he does. Whatever he wants to do. I'm not in control. This is pure Collin doing this. This is what Collin would do if I wasn't a voice in his head. He would do his own thing. Where are you going, boy? What are you doing, my friend? Oh, at this point, I remember that there is a crystal fruit right below, or right next to the area that leads to Robin's neck of the woods. There's a crystal fruit right here, and I'm like, okay, I'm really hoping that this is either normal or silver. And lo and behold, it's a silver quality ancient fruit, or crystal fruit, which means we now have 5 silver quality crystal fruit that I can turn into a dried stuff for raccoon, which is great. So we immediately bring that back to the house and get those processing. So when we wake up tomorrow, I think in the next episode, we do get the jelly as well as the dried fruit, which turns out to be pretty good. And at this point, the pumpkins, and I think some of the carrots are ready, but we wait a day or two. We get those in the next episode. So we wait for the majority of the carrots to be done. I think that happens in the next episode. I'm fairly certain. So we get our crystal fruit. We start to dry those out. And we also get some more pumpkins. And we pickle those, and then I think we go to bed. I don't think there's anything else to do after that point. Although, I have been proven wrong, and I could be wrong again. And yet, here I still stand, staring at my inventory screen, just doing nothing. But no, we do get our pumpkins, and then I think I do go to bed. Although, at some point, I do remember passing out, so... I don't really know. At some point I pass out, but I can't imagine it would be today. I genuinely can't imagine. Do I just want to skip this and go to bed? How much longer is this gonna do? Collin, please. Go to bed, my dude. It's past your bedtime, my friend. You need to go to bed. You need to go to bed, Collin. Why are you staring at the fiddlehead fern? Collin, please. Please, Collin. Please, what are you, I feel like, honestly, I feel like the narrator from Stanley Parable. Oh, good Lord, I'm the narrator from the Stanley Parable. Oh my God. Collin Derwall is Stanley. He's just doing his own thing. I'm just like, Collin, please. You need to follow the red line. Go, this is the red line ending, Collin, please. Please, Collin. I worked so hard on this story. You need to go and follow the red line. Please, Collin. Please stop staring at the squid poster. Why are you facing the camera? You can't do that, Collin, please. Don't you want new content? Oh, go to bed. Yes, press yes. Do it, Collin. Please go to sleep. Why are you waiting? Why are you hesitating? Go to bed, Collin. Please, Collin, please. Why are you hesitating? My boy is hesitating. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. I'm the narrator, and I can say when the episode ends, and the episode ends right now. So, Day 1 of SquidFest. It turned out to be absolutely incredible, so that was fantastic. Stay tuned for the next episode, the final episode of Post-Commentary Thionite, episode 47, the last day of SquidFest. It was a good one. I really hope you enjoy this. I can do nothing again but apologize for losing the audio. I don't know where it went. We're still looking. But with that, whether you watch for 30 seconds or the entire thing, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Cyanide Plays Stardew Valley 1.6. I hope to see all of you lovely people in the next episode. Later.